Aquí estamos de regreso. Soy Bobby Mesa, Roberto Mesa, no importa cómo me quieran decir. Y hoy les traigo un poquito sobre Epstein. Entonces, para empezar, vamos a reaccionar a un video de Asmongold sobre qué está pasando en los Estados Unidos al respecto de esto. Este va a estar en inglés, entonces le voy a poner los subtítulos. Aquí está, Simón. Inglés. Ok. Opciones, tamaño de fuente, lo vamos a poner en 200. Y un resumen, aquí le dije a Grok que me ayudara con la información que yo tengo sobre Epstein. Entonces, mira, primero, Epstein como agente de inteligencia. O sea, se está especulando de que como tiene conexiones con la CIA, unos amigos de él com- y que, etcétera, etcétera. Creo que Epstein trabajaba para la CIA como, o sea, como para atraer a la gente del Mossad, o sea, o al Mossad respaldando por la información de Alexander Acosta que le dijeron que Epstein pertenecía a inteligencia, pero y que no lo investigaron, lo que explicaría los cargos graves en 2008. Después conexiones con Arabia Saudita y Mossad, sus lazos con Ghislaine Maxwell, si a esto me refería por ahí, y Ehud Barak. Entonces supuestamente es como que Trump no habla de ello porque no está autorizado para hablar de ello porque esto es algo de alto nivel, y que mejor solo lo dejara ir. Este también pudo haber chantajeado a figuras poderosas de Arabia porque en Arabia, o sea, no es lo mismo que aquí en Honduras, que si vos te pisas a un culero, sos héroe nacional, va, no, allá es algo, o sea, al menos no sos héroe, va, ni tesoro nacional, sino de que, o sea, aquí no es la gran cosa, va, pero allá te pueden matar, va, si andas con esos cuadros. También está la cuestión de que Epstein tiene fracturas de huesos hioides y cartílago tiroideo, que es más común en la estrangulación que en el ahorcamiento, especialmente en un ahorcamiento parcial, porque supuestamente no se ahorcó desde arriba, sino que se ahorcó desde como la cama, desde abajo. O sea, no. También de que había fallo en las cámaras, negligencia de los guardias. Esto puede ser un encubrimiento. Bueno, sabemos que es un encubrimiento, pero ¿qué tanto están encubriendo? ¿Qué parte? O no sé, no sabemos. Am, Red de chantaje como operación de inteligencia. Puede ser que quieran usar esta información para chantajear gente. Quieren usarlo para propósitos nefarios. Y esto va así. Entonces, desde el principio, ¿va? Dice, ¿cómo es que se llama este man? Cash Patel. Dice Cash de que va a renunciar. Que va a renunciar si es que Pam Bondi no es despedida como, como fiscal general. Dice Asmun que él está por completo de parte de Cash en vez de Pam. Bueno, yo he escuchado a Cash decir cosas buenas, decir cosas malas, pero a Pam Bondi solo cosas malas, entonces, ¿ah? Dice Asmund, cualquier día de la semana, absolutamente sin una duda. Dice, mucho más de nuestro lado, pero ¿qué tanto realmente? Va? Dice que sus fuentes del FBI, fuentes vinculadas a la Casa Blanca, este es Alex Jones. No es Carifán, que ha demostrado que está muy concentrado y tiene un gran talento para descubrir qué está pasando. Obviamente hay órdenes que vienen desde arriba sobre Trump para que deje atrás los asuntos de Epstein. Y cuando salió este fiasco, dando mensajes contradictorios sobre los archivos de Epstein, el primer movimiento fue para Pam Bondi. A quien le gusta Susie Waltz, le gusta Trump. pero a todos los demás no
and
les gusta.
reportedly is on her way out
Y
in
según
the
se
near
informa, se
future.
irán
At
en
least
un
people are pushing
futuro
for that.
cercano, al menos la gente está presionando
Bongino
para
will
que eso
probably
suceda.
resign, if not
Bondi probablemente renunciará,
now,
si no,
soon.
ahora, pronto.
They have to resign. They have to resign to protect their own reputations. Because if they don't
Si
resign,
tienen que renunciar para proteger sus
then they're
reputaciones, como dice,
complicit.
porque todos sabemos. Yo asumo que todo el mundo es tonto, va, también como ellos, pero yo estoy súper indignado. Y si la gente tiene un poquito de inteligencia, también debería estar súper
And he
indignada.
can keep his honor and go.
I can. Guys, I have a crazy idea for the new Attorney General. I've got a crazy idea. I know it might not seem,
Son las 9 de la noche, 10
but
de
there
la
have
noche.
been so many videos of Alex Jones acting like he should be in the Warhammer 40K universe as an Inquisitor that I think we should give him a...
Dice que, ya que Alex Jones parece el inquisidor de 400 Warhammer 400K, debería ser
Back to the
tener una
media.
oportunidad.
And Cash Patel
Yo estoy tan de acuerdo.
is, really the guy.
No. Everybody says no. No, gentlemen. Like, back this. No. You don't understand.
They've all got mustaches and they bug their eyes out at you and think they scare you. And
Todos tienen bigotes y te miran con los ojos como platos, creen que te asustan y pareces un completo payaso loco que trabaja para asesinar terroristas que roban nuestra comida. Y agua, pienso que eres una gran broma, eso es lo que pienso que creo que eres. Escoria asesina y bases militares violadoras por todo el mundo. Aquí está hablando de los neoconservadores y posiblemente del Partido Demócrata, porque todos sabemos que el Partido Demócrata también, además de varios neoconservadores como Dick Cheney, les encanta la guerra.
Drastic times call for drastic solutions. No one does it better.
That
Momentos drásticos, soluciones drásticas, nadie lo hace mejor,
Making
dice.
a very strong point.
I'm
I'm
not saying
telling
he's
you.
overall a bad person, but because of some of the issues and some of his congressional
telling you.
testimony that they could call perjury, that they still let slip through.
Podría calificar de perjurio.
That
Sí, porque
he's
mienten.
more and more what the Washington system actually likes.
Yes.
And so that's where we're at on all of this. I wanted to get Robert Barnes' take on what I'm saying here on air. And
Someone says we already have a conspiracy
Ya
theorist.
tenemos
running the health
una
department. I don't
conspiración,
think
un
we need
teórico de
another one in there
conspiración
as
dirigiendo el
well.
Departamento de Salud, no creo que
You know
necesitemos
what the
otro.
funny thing is? I think that RFK has probably been the least controversial, and
Sí, es cierto, dice que RFK ha sido el menos, o sea, Robert F. Kennedy ha sido el menos
the
controversial
most positive impact.
y el que ha tenido más impacto
RFK said
positivo,
no more
literal.
Red 2, and they stopped making Red 2.
Literal, no más
we
Rojo
had-
2 y dejaron de hacer
let me
Rojo
get this
2.
straight. So you bring in a nutball.
O sea,
and he
traes
has
un
all these
loco
nutball
y tiene
policies
todas esas
that are
ideas
red
políticas
cord
locas que
that
son,
nobody believes are true, and
nadie
then
cree
he
que son
just does
ciertas
them
y
and
luego
things are better.
simplemente las
You
lleva a
found where
cabo y las cosas
autism comes
mejoran.
from? Yeah, it's from DeviantArt. I could have told you that.
the fact that
¿De
I
dónde
don't
viene el
believe
autismo? De
this
DeviantArt,
Epstein
dice.
Streisand effect's going away. I think what's gone on the last a few months, really intensifying last week, is only going to get more intense now.
Solo
That's
se va a
my
volver
view.
más
I think it's a
intenso
giant
ahora.
distraction from overall the great things the Trump administration is doing. And I wish this fiasco would have never happened.
True.
Because now Epstein's gone from a
He's
mega
right.
massive story to really the biggest ever. And it's
Yep.
going to become one of the deciding issues of the Trump administration, regardless of what Trump wants. So that's where we are. What's your take?
Es cierto, sí, pasó de ser algo
Yep,
grande a ser algo
exactly.
masivo.
This is exactly the way I feel about it, 100%. And he loses hair in the lawsuit. I guess so. I believe they dropped the Epstein because of the bullshit disaster on purpose. So I don't know, but either way, Dan Boinjo, if they resign, if him and Kash Patel both resign, that would be probably the most based possible thing that you could do.
Whitewash broke just a few days ago. Seems like 100 years ago. I told everybody this is a big scandal, ladies and gentlemen. And I told you it came right from the top from Trump. For whatever reason, he wants to move on. Never seen any evidence he's connected to Epstein. But regardless, we were told all this stuff was coming out. Now we're told it never existed. Well, we know a ton of stuff does exist. But I told you this wasn't just going to blow over. And the fact that they handled this way was going to create a giant Streisand effect. Well, now
Yep.
it has. And that's
Just a minute. We got to deal with somebody. Be responsible. Be careful. Not everyone has the same IQ as you. Stop. statements.
Warnock came out and said, looks like Bongino's going to resign. I believe he will.
Yeah.
I think it's overall because
There's no reason to put up with
integrity. And it's not even about Trump. It's just about the way things have been handled.
Yeah.
And where this is going. Trump is doing so much good. His administration is doing so much good. Tom Homan, Robert Kennedy Jr., Maha, trying to stop the wars. It's so important. But this attempt to say, never talk about Epstein again, move along, these aren't the droids you're looking for, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, is backfiring.
Yep.
And now the Democrats want hearings.
He's
it's
right.
just all completely insane. The answer to all of this is to just put the information out.
Yep.
The answer is to tell the truth. Let the chips fall where they may. Yes, it can kill the stock market. Yes, it's going to bring down a lot of powerful people.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the powerful people that set up this corrupt system. We didn't elect Trump.
Es cierto, este sistema corrupto.
To play half measures. We didn't elect Trump to sit there and take over the establishment. We elected him to demolish the establishment.
That's one thing to keep in mind.
Sí.
A lot of people wanted...
Que si la gente no sabe cuál es el establishment, va. Se lo diría, pero no se lo puede decir.
Trump to go in and completely fuck everything up.
Pero si quiere que les diga, déjenlo en los comentarios.
That's exactly it. That was the
Aunque hay
goal.
dos establishments.
Butler,
en realidad.
All these crises to then just...
Would you support releasing the files even if Trump is in them? Absolutely. If it says verbatim, guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt, Trump did the worst of the worst things, I would say put it out there right now. How could you not?
Take over the establishment, try to dismantle it that way. No, we want the whole thing to come crashing down for the whole world to see.
Que caiga, que queme, rómpanlo, reviéntenlo.
As an example of future tyrants. If we don't do that, God's going to judge us. Probably with nuclear hellfire. That's my view on it. What do you think below? But I believe Bongino
no creen Dios, créanlo.
Will be gone by Monday.
That was a pretty fast escalation. Wow.
Got a comment on what's happening in Washington with Dan Bundy.
This is they found this. There was a homeless man on the side of the street. He was he heard what Trump said about the windmills, and he was trying to count the amount of dead birds that are underneath the windmills. And they decided to stop and interview him and ask him what he thinks about the Epstein files.
Dan Bundy, a direct plea to President Trump. Please, President Trump, I know you're not involved at this level. I know that you are busy working on huge projects. But America can't lose Dan Bongino. He has so much credibility. Everybody knows him, loves him. Pam Bondi
You recording fucking... Bro, like, you literally worked in media for fucking 30, 40 fucking years. You really... Why did you get out of your car? You could have just recorded this fucking shit in your car, Lynn back. And so anyway, yeah, is there so much credibility? Everybody knows him or knows him? No, I think so. I'll watch one more video and then we'll wrap this up.
I get a call, I don't know, about 4 years ago. It's from, let's say, a friend. Prior line of work thing, right? Guy says, listen, and this guy who calls me is an unimpeachable source. This guy's not like some ham and egg or tomato can guy throwing out some theory about a UFO he saw 72 years ago, whatever. This is like a legit no-nonsense guy. Guy you trust with your, wife, kid, and car, right? He says, I got sent on a temporary assignment once. And on that assignment, I got sent out with on the WCD detail, William Clinton detail. And I knew this guy well. And he says, Dan, I got to share this with someone. He said, I go on a plane and Bill, Clinton gets on the plane with this guy, and it turns out later the guy's Epstein. Now, this guy I'm talking to, this source, he don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is. He's just getting on the plane doing the thing, the whole, protection gig, right? He says, I get on the plane, and there are these girls who are obviously not of age who are on this plane.
Are you telling me that there's a bunch of underage girls on the airplane called the Lolita Express?
Llamé un avión llamado Lolita Express.
No fucking way. Next thing you're gonna tell me that does KFC sell chicken? I had no fuck. What about burgers?
KFC
Do
vende
they have any
pollo.
burgers over there?
Burger King vende
And he
hamburguesas.
says, I see Clinton like disappear into the back
Convenient.
he goes, I don't know what happened. I'm not saying what happened because all I know is he disappeared and these girls were back there or whatever. And he said they landed then.
Let me ask you guys.
Que me
Those
pica el
of you
oído.
all who voted for Donald Trump for president, what would your response be if Donald Trump had Bill Clinton arrested for sex trafficking of minors?
¡Que lo
What
arreste!
would your response be?
Me valdría
Cinema based W.
cinema,
I would
puro,
laugh
puro
my
cine,
ass off,
bebé.
ass off. I did vote for that. That would be winning on a level that I didn't even know was possible. It's not going to happen. There's a very low work sense happen.
So he's not used to like whatever Clinton was up to with the whole shenanigans thing. And this guy is clear as the driven snowman. He don't want to mess around with this. He says whatever just happened back there, like I don't want any piece of it. They sent him home. They sent that guy home, and he's never tempted that detail again. Now remember all.
Where is all of this data? This is all government record, right?
Those blackberries on that detail. Here's where the story gets super weird. The guy tells me, what is it, months or a couple weeks later, when you lose property in the Secret Service, an email goes out.
A mí esos Clinton siempre me dan miedo.
And it gets
Siempre me da
logged
miedo.
into NCIC or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And everybody knows. So basically, if you find this guy's gun, God forbid, or his phone, it's now effectively stolen property, right?
Yeah, sure.
All of a sudden, all the blackberries on that detail for the agents start showing up like, oh, this guy lost his BlackBerry. Holy shit. Wow, that's so crazy. How'd that happen? I'm like, no. He says, yes. He says it was the craziest thing. Like, oh, look, Agent Joey Bag of Donuts. Missing BlackBerry, missing BlackBerry. This is around the whole time. Like, the Clinton thing's going.
Are you really telling me that this guy is the co-head of the FBI? Either he's lying. Why is this guy not empowered to look into this? And if you want me to look, as I said, these are the faces of shame. This is not the face of a liar. This isn't the face of a deceiver. This is the face of shame and guilt. He's resigning.
Pura vergüenza.
I think he should.
So fast forward this story, right? He tells me that about a year and a half after that, I'm in a green room at Fox, and I'm not going to say who because they didn't give me permission to share it. But the short story, but not who they are. Says, Epstein's an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East, right? I'm like,
Sí, es lo que yo decía, que era un activo de inteligencia para la gente en Medio Oriente Medio.
oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, you sure of that?
What?
Yo sabía, sí.
The person, let's say, is like, I'm absolutely sure of that. That he's either a witting or unwitting asset, intelligence asset. Meaning, his plane and that island, the cameras, there's a big assumption out there that these videotapes were exclusively in the custody of Epstein. That's a huge mistake.
Anybody that this is, if they were exclusively in one person's custody, the political party at the time of recovering them would have used them and weaponized them. This is obviously not true.
The reason they wanted this story to go away is because there's an assumption like, oh yeah, Epstein had him. No, he wasn't the only one who had him, according to this source. These assets, that's...
Puede ser que los demócratas lo tenían. Por eso es que estaban nunca haciendo nada. Siempre estaban ocupados haciendo otra cosa o no haciendo nada. Y no la podían sacar porque Bill Clinton está en ellos.
That's why this blackmail story makes so much sense. Which Middle Eastern countries they are, I don't know. But this person, who is a very, very good reporter, I mean,
Does the source just trust me? I mean, I understand that you might not want to believe this guy 100%. Fucking people hate. Said change his mind in one day. Well, you're saying that Trump can't come out with these files. Why Democrats didn't release it if he's in it? Seriously? Because I know I would.
In aces, right? Swore Epstein was either a witting or unwitting intelligence asset, and they may have had his plane wired up, and they're the ones who have all this stuff. So the point is, to sum it up, how do you know some of these countries aren't going to some of these power players who aren't making decisions? Because, hey, you wouldn't want this video out there, right?
Somebody says I'm crazy. I'm crazy. No, I'm not. I'm the only confrontation that they let it get worse over time, and because of that, because they let it get worse over time, it makes the problem at a certain point unapproachable. And I think that really it's important to effectively, like, it's important.
Este problema es más grande que los problemas a los que yo me meto. Yo me meto a problemas enormes. Bueno, eso es todo por hoy. Si les gustó, like, suscríbanse, denle a la campanita. Muchas gracias, buenas noches. Únanse al donen dinero al Ethereum, Bitcoin. Dejo el link en la descripción hacia mis redes y mis cuentas. Paz.